All right, for the Pythagorean theorem, one more time. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. A and b are the legs. Those can swap. Doesn't matter which one you put where. The hypotenuse is the one that's important. It's across from C. So I can put the A or the B right here and the A or the B down at the bottom. All right, in order to solve it, which one is most important to find?
C.
C. Figure out which one is C first. So of the 8, the 15, and the X, which one is my C?
X.
The X. Make sure you put that one in the C spot, and then the others, it doesn't matter. I can put the 8 first or the 15 first. Does anybody know how to solve it from there when I get 289 equals x squared?
What you do that, you add that up with, you do the square common factor on the calculator.
Well, square root. Do the square root button. I think it's second and x squared on your calculator.
Second and s squared.
And it should pop up that right there.
And then last year on our calculators, you had to like push down and then enter to do it.
So then you would square root that and square root the x squared. 289 is 17. You got your answer. The second one, which one is my C?
It's x.
Again, this 10 and 15 doesn't matter which one you put where. Multiply these out. You get 325 equals x squared.
18.
Square root that. 18.
18.02.
So we'll just say 18.
So it don't matter if you put the 15 in front.
You can put 15 squared plus 10 squared. And go to
Number 3, I had some trouble with that one. I came
All right.
out as an improper fraction.
Well, you can do the decimal or the fraction. I guess it doesn't matter. I will do 21 squared plus 24 squared. So that is 441, right? Plus
576.
10, 17.
square root that.
It's going to be 31,000 or 313,400.
No.
31.9.
It should, if you do that on the calculator, it should give you that. You
Well,
did
that's-
square root of that.
That's what it got me right there.
We need to check what mode it is in. Because it should go straight to the
Because
decimal.
I hit clear.
It's in the green.
Well, there's some other mode that it's in that's causing that, because it should go to a decimal. Right.
I even hit clear like 5-6 times.
On this one, which one is my C?
34.
34. So I'm going to put the 34 here. The others, again, it doesn't matter. So I would say x squared plus 900. Y'all tell me what 34 squared is.
34 squared.
How much?
5.83.
11.56. Or 11.56.
1,156 squared, not square root.
I don't know. I was about to say.
All right, minus the 900. Notice on this one we're having to subtract. The last one we didn't have to subtract. If it gives you the hypotenuse, you're going to have to subtract somewhere. Square root of 256. Is that 16? All right, give me those other two. It's going to follow that same process right there. All right, which one is my C?
21.
So I'm going to put that in the C spot, the 21. I'm going to do the 12 first this time, because it really doesn't matter. Multiply everything out. Minus on
That
this.
on each side.
What is that?
297.
Square root each side. X equals
17.23. So it's going to be
17.2. Be good enough for me. All right, if it gives you stuff like this, should be easy. Just plug in the numbers in the right spot. So for this first one, I would say, well, there's my A, there's my B. I know that C is the hypotenuse. So I would get 289 plus 121. What is that? 410?
Yeah.
Is that right? So then I would square root 410. 20 point. Y'all got calculators? 20.1 maybe? 2? 20. If it gives you one with a square root in there, like the second one,
Go ahead and square root that square root.
well,
Or
I'm gonna say that squared plus b squared, which is what I'm looking for. All right, everybody look at this part. When you square a square root, they cancel each other out and leave the number. You don't need to be typing it in the calculator.
so it's just gonna be 10.
The square root of 10 squared is just 10. Now you're welcome to type it in the calculator, but there's no need to because that square root and that square cancel each other out. So I get b squared equals 134. Square root each side 11.57.
57. So it'll be just
11.6. What? Is that right? 11.6 is right.
I typed it wrong.
Yes.
Alright, we're running short on time. Let me get to these. If it says, are the following right triangles?
Go ahead and solve and see if they're equal.
Plug them into the a squared plus b squared equals c squared and see if you get the same number on both sides. Which one is obviously my c right here?
20.
So that's got to be by itself. The 12 and the 16 don't matter where they go. That'll be 144 plus 256 equals 400. If you work it out and you get the same number on both sides,
Yes.
that's a yes. If I did the second one right here, that would be 64. What is 19 squared? Is that 361, 381?
Yeah, 361.
And then 484?
Yes.
361 and 64 is 425.
Nope.
425 and 484, not the same number, so no, those are not a right triangle. Or that one is not a right triangle. All right, tell me where to put the numbers here.
All right. 8 squared plus 15 squared, and then 17 is going to be C.
So 64 plus
225.
225 equals 289.
Yep. Yeah.
Same number on both sides, that's a yes. If I just gave you three numbers, like 13, 5, and 12,
We'll be able to do this.
yeah, you can.
Well, yeah. the
Which
biggest number is C.
one would have to be the C number?
13.
The biggest number always has to be the C. So put that number for the C and then work it out like normal. So if it just gives you three random numbers, the biggest number is your C. So if I had something like this, what would my
That would
setup
be
be?
6 plus 5
Well,
squared.
Square root of 6 squared plus 5 squared equals X squared. What happens with square root of 6 squared?
6 plus 25 equals X squared. So 31.
And then I'm going to square root that.
That's going to be
5.5 probably.
5.56. So it's going to be 5.6.
5.6. All right, work those other two real quick. This should be 10 squared plus x squared or x squared plus 10 squared equals 15 squared.
That's 100 plus x equals 225.
Minus the 100. X squared equals 125. Should be 11.1 or something like that. 0.2. Last one over here, x squared plus 4 squared equals 10 squared. You get x squared equals 84. Square root 84. Point what? Any questions or problems with those? All right, one last thing I want to show you. If you can remember these at the top, a whole bunch of others follow from those. A 3, 4, 5 will always be a right triangle. And any multiple of 3, 4, 5 will be a right triangle. So if I multiply these by 2, what do I get? 6, 18. That's a right triangle. If I multiply 3, 4, 5 by 3, 9, 12, 15. That's a right triangle. If you remember these at the top, you can figure out the others from that. A 5, 12, 13 is always going to work for a right triangle. Well, times 2 is 10, 24, 26. Always going to work. So if you can remember those, it'll help you out on some problems.